You are now live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to an on-the-road edition of Tuesday Night Live. Almost an hour later than normal, the late show. I'm your host, Seth Monkanonymous Monk. Happy to be back for another Tuesday night to be sharing some thoughts, some insights, some knowledge, hopefully some wisdom with all of you. It is always my pleasure to be here, to have this moment to share with my friends, my family. I say family because my mom comes on here sometimes too. To have an ability to connect with the people that I appreciate and that appreciate me throughout this great earth. And that is why I love the internet. I love Facebook. I love YouTube. I love all of these abilities for us to stay in touch with each other. So thank you. How is everyone doing tonight? Give me a what's up. Let me know in the chat who's watching. If you guys have anything you'd like to hear about tonight. And even if not, that's okay, because I have things to talk about tonight. Oh, thank you. I feel appreciated. So, something that I have been working with, I feel like I have a lot to say, actually. Sheesh. You ever start talking and you just feel like that push of energy? It's like, oh, there's a lot that wants to come through. Kind of like giving birth, energetically, verbally. So, as I've mentioned, some of you know that I've been connecting with something called network spinal chiropractic, or network spinal analysis. It's a chiropractic modality. It's similar to energy work. Well, I guess all chiropractic is. And it's connected to the 12 stages of consciousness. It is also connected to these different dimensions of self. And network runs on an understanding that most of our problems come from a lack of energy. That we, as a being, are comprised of a few different layers and levels. The ones that are focused on in this are A, the bio level, so the level of the body. B, there's the emotional level, so our emotional selves or emotional energy. The third is something called the lower mental. This could be likened to the reptilian brain. So the part of us that's kind of like fight and flight and has this protective quality to it. The fourth level is called the upper mental. That is the mammalian brain. That is the part of us that's more organizing. It's more of an organizational capacity to it. It sees things from a bit of an overview. It can think about things, figure things out. The fifth level is the personal soul level. The personal soul, so the part of me that resides beyond the physical body. And then the sixth one is the universal soul. So when I reach out far enough, expand far enough, reaching that place that is not mine. It is me, but it's not me, it's us that's connected to all of this. So utilizing these different layers, the bio, so the body, the emotions, the lower mental, the upper mental, the personal soul, and the universal soul, we can start to see how one is comprised. When we have a problem, right? Let's say that your body is sick. That means your body is lacking the energy it needs to do the processes it needs to do, whatever that is. So the body, if you're sick physically, that means the body is lacking energy. So it's like, cool, how do we get more energy to the body? Well, in network, they say, where do you have available energy? Do you have energy available in your emotions? Do you have energy available in your lower mental? Do you have it available in your upper mental? Do you have it available in your personal soul? Do you have it available in the universal soul? As an example, right? I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, yeah, what's your morning practice? And they said, well, I wake up every morning and I pray and I then connect to God. And then I connect to God and I feel just really peaceful and happy. And then I get on my yoga mat and then I do some morning stretching and I start to move around and then I plan my day. And I said, that's very interesting. So what I'm hearing is that you're connecting to the personal soul level, right? You're starting to pray, moving it out to the universal soul level. So feeling that vastness, that safety, that unifying feeling, that everything infiniteness. And then from that place of feeling connected to the universe, feeling connected to something bigger, then suddenly energy is coming in and now they can start feeling. They start to feel relaxed. They start to feel uplifted. They start to feel connected as their emotional self is now getting sourced with energy, is getting full. Now the physical body wants in. The physical body now comes online. And now the physical body wants to do some stretching and wants to wake up and wants to move. And as then the physical body starts to energize, then the mental intelligences kick on. And they're like, all right, now we're ready to plan something. So if that person, they woke up and they immediately went into trying to plan something, it wouldn't work for them. Or even if they woke up and immediately tried to get on the yoga mat and stretch, they'd feel like this. But to first connect up into the soul, first connect up into a place that for them is sourced with energy, a place that energy is plentiful and bountiful for them. That energy then fills up, it trickles down to the places that it's needed. And then as this one thing gets energized, then that moves into another thing and it's energized, and it creates this domino effect. It's actually very similar to Chinese medicine. When we talk about Chinese medicine, we talk about healing in terms of balancing, right? There are these different organs, different elements, and by giving something a tweak, you can start to balance it. And as this balances, then that element balances, and that element balances. And the whole system eventually can come back into a state of balance. So with this understanding, then it starts to become important to see for ourselves, where do we find that we are more energized and where do we find that we are less energized, right? So for all of you, do you feel like your body is generally a place of sourced energy, or does your body often feel like it's drained, tired, more like a survival mode? Do your emotions feel like they're sourced? Generally, do you wake up and you feel happy and joyful and open and sharing? Or emotionally, do you feel a little more contracted, generally speaking? Do you feel a little bit more like you're in the victim mode, or you get easily triggered, or you're pulling inwards? What if when we talk about introverts and extroverts, we're just talking about people who are naturally emotionally sourced or not naturally emotionally sourced? Do you find that you are emotionally sourced in the lower mental, or is it easier for you to set boundaries, right? Are you able to get up and go and do the thing and say your yeses, say your nos, do what has to be done? Are you able to just do it, or are you in kind of this reactive fight or flight mode? Do your boundaries get crossed easily? Do you not have enough energy to really claim yourself? Are you sourced in the upper mental level? Are you able to easily just plan and think and strategize and create and do things? Or do you often feel kind of lost or overwhelmed, or I don't know what to do, or I don't have the ability to figure things out? Do you generally feel a connection to the personal soul, that there's this really nice feeling of yourself and your purpose and why you're here and sense of meaning for your life? Or do you often feel like you don't really know why you're here and you're not sure if you should be here, or you feel kind of lost? Do you have a lot of energy available in the universal soul? Is it easy for you just to feel that sense of oneness, easy to click into that peace and that bliss? Or do you not have that access to what we would call even these spiritual levels? Do you feel like really more at home in this physical body and this material stuff, but when you start moving out into the field of energy, it feels kind of foreign and strange? So as I went through those, what did you notice for yourself? Did you, and feel free to type this out, where do you feel like you're maybe the least sourced, generally speaking, right? On the average day, the least sourced? Is it your body? Is it your emotions? Is it your lower mental? Is it your upper mental? Is it your personal or your universal soul levels? As I explained those, one of them were like, yeah, I'm like that actually. I'm lacking in that category. And also for you, which one is more sourced naturally? So you're like, actually, again, my body often really feels good and strong and vital. Actually, my emotions are always feeling awake and alive and moving. Oh, actually, I'm really good at, getting up and moving and setting boundaries, doing things like that's just right there, easy for me. Oh, I'm it's really easy for me to like plan and think and get the overview and do the things, right? And figure out everything that's going on. Oh, it's very easy for me just to like click into like that prayer and that sense of connection, or even higher, that sense of unity and that sense of oneness, right? So let me know. Let me know. There's a few of you on here. Let me know which one you see for yourself is lacking and which one for yourself is often more full or sourced. When you figure this out for yourself, then the times where you notice that a part of you is in that lacking, you can shift towards the part of you that has resources, right? So if I'm emotionally not very sourced energetically, so I'm often feeling emotionally drained, I'm often feeling shut down, if I'm often feeling like a victim of things, I'm often just in a reactive state, that's a signal to me that my emotional energy is low. But what can I then do? But there's other parts of me that are sourced. So if I'm noticing my emotional energy is low, then I'm like, okay, cool. Does my body feel like that has energy? Can I go and move my body, do some push-ups, go run, do something, and then suddenly my emotions feel better? Does it feel like I need to pray? Does it feel like I need to plan something out? Do I feel like I need to have a conversation or set some things down or really create some energetic space? Does it feel like I need to go all the way up and just connect to that infinite unity of soul? And then suddenly I feel, okay, now I feel safe, right? So as we start to play with this, we can identify in every moment throughout the day or in every phase throughout the day, which part of me is not being sourced energetically right now and which part of me is, and how can I connect to the parts of me that are sourced with energy and allow them to naturally flow to the places that are not as sourced. One of my teachers says, energy always wins. Energy always wins, because at the end of the day, you go to the place that there's the energy. You go where there's energy, and then the energy will move you. Sometimes we have a feeling, but we're not expressing that feeling. It's something stuck in our throat or in our chest or in our heart, right? We have something that, I have heard called a blockage, although that term I do not agree with. But there's an energy, there's a feeling and an emotion, but we don't have the available resources to really go in there and to feel it and to process it so that it can move through and be felt. So as I've been working with this understanding, I also remembered, about Reiki healing, for instance, right? Reiki and healing modalities, they often talk about, receiving this energy from the outside and then sharing it, receiving this energy and then expanding it, right? This idea that we're connecting up, we're connecting to a source that has energy and we're just bringing it in and expanding it. And I've started giving healings lately that I've been sitting with people and I've just been expanding my energy field. I've been receiving and expanding, and then kind of seeing what parts of them seem like they're needing energy. And with some really gentle touches, or even just extending their arms or something for them, creating situations in which energy can flow where it needs to go in their body or in their emotional field, in their mental field, in their soul field. Bringing things back into wholeness, bringing things back into a state of energetic sourcing, being sourced. So I wanted to pass this on as a framework to look through, as a way for you to start looking at yourself and your life, and to really ask yourself, when my body doesn't have energy, where does energy reside still? In my emotions and my thoughts, and the feeling of connection and oneness. For the times that I feel disconnected, where is their energy, right? For the times that I feel emotionally drained and disconnected, where is the energy? So asking yourself this question throughout the day, especially if you're suffering, if you're struggling on some level, to really ask yourself, where is the energy? Where is the energy available? What can I connect with? And it sometimes involves using your hands, right? Sometimes it involves like feeling, oh, there's some energy right here. This, when I move my hands here, I feel really safe. I feel really charged up. I feel really peaceful, right? I'm just going to feel this space, and I'm going to breathe. And suddenly I notice that I'm starting to feel more relaxed. My emotions are filling up, right? Then my body starts to relax, right? Or maybe it's right here. Maybe it's about putting your hands on your heart and connecting directly to the emotions, right? This would be connecting to like the soul level, right? But this would be connecting more to like the emotions, right? Right into the body. So finding for yourself and using, again, this is the point, is using this as an understanding. When we understand a situation clearly, then it becomes clear what to do or how to act. If we have an incorrect understanding of a situation, right? If there's a fire burning and it's on your stove, right? If it's a grease fire and you throw water on it, it gets worse, right? A grease fire is supposed to cover. But if it's like a piece of toast that's on fire, that one you could put water on because that's just bread burning, right? So you have to know what kind of fire it is to know how to put it out, right? You have to understand the situation to know how to respond. Our bodies are organisms, right? Our energetic systems, it's the same way. That we need to understand how this thing works to then know what to do, and what response is helpful and needed, and which responses are not helpful. If you're feeling exhausted and you're feeling drained and you're feeling like, you're sitting there and you're trying to figure things out and you're thinking, you're just getting more and more frustrated and it's just spinning in your head, right? That's right. So your energy is not sourced enough in your mental level, and you're just exhausting yourself by thinking and planning, right? There's a part of you that doesn't understand the way out. There's a part of you that thinks you can think your way out of the situation. There's a part of you that thinks you're just a thought away from resolving it. Whereas the truth is, to resolve the problem, you may need to drop into the emotional level, or you may need to move to the soul level, right? The thoughts cannot always think themselves out of thinking. We cannot always fix our problems by thinking them away. We can also not fix our emotions by thinking them away. Sometimes we have to feel them, right? And to be with them and to cry or scream or whatever as well. And just let the energy be expressed and felt fully, whatever's in there. So using this framework to really start examining yourself throughout the day and starting to ask yourself, where is my energetic level more drained? Where is my energetic level more full? And wherever you find yourself being full, that's the place to connect to. That's the thing to do. Start with where the energy is accessible. and then let it move to the place where it's less accessible. When I used to do massage regularly, one of the tenets is if there's tension on the left side, you start with the right side. You start with the side that doesn't have as much tension. You start with the side that is more healthy, that has sourced energy. And then as you relax that, then you move to the side that needs it. And now you have all of these extra resources. You have that whole side is now free and working with you. Right? So creating that snowball effect, finding where you do have available energy, connecting to it, creating almost this energetic allyship with the things, and then coming into the place that needs it. And it'll happen by itself because the body and the consciousness and our organism, it has a natural intelligence. If you pour water into a plant, it knows exactly how to take that water into its system and where it needs to go, what needs to be nourished. When there's sun shining on it, it knows exactly where that needs to go. We too have this natural energetic intelligence that the energy knows where to go. The whole thing just knows where to go. So you don't have to know what's happening. You don't have to think about it or plan it. All you have to do is connect to the place that energy is available and then allow the rest of the thing to happen. So let me know what you guys heard from that, what thoughts it brought up for you. If you have any questions, welcome Tessa, good to see you. And while we're taking this moment, I also want to say that I am considering leading another trip to India this September. First 2 weeks of September to go to Dharamsala, where the Dalai Lama's monastery is. So if anybody has been feeling called to visit one of my favorite places on earth, that is a trip that can be available for you. So I'm just putting that out there now to start your wheels spinning. Also, to remind you that I do also one-on-one work with people virtually. So if anybody's ever feeling like they need some individual support, I am available and here for that. So just reach out to me through a text or a message. I keep saying text, it's chat, or a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, and I got you. So let us make salad. That was a play on words. Get into a position that feels comfortable. Position that feels comfortable, position that feels good. You can close your eyes if you want. Taking a few deep breaths, and as you begin dropping in with yourself, let me ask you, where do you feel energetically the most strained or the most drained? Is it in your body, in your emotions, in your mind? Is it in your larger energy field? Where do you feel that there's a tiredness, a lacking, an emptiness? And then I invite you to begin relaxing, to begin receiving, to feel into the space, let's say about 5 feet above your head. So with your eyes closed, as you're relaxing, just imagine you're connecting to a space about 5 feet above your head. Could be 10 feet if you want. Could be 100 feet if you want. You could actually connect all the way to the center of the universe if you want. But beginning to connect to this greater energetic source, this universal soul level. We're going to flip our breathing. So we're going to breathe in through the mouth and breathe out through the nose. So in through the mouth and out through the nose as we begin connecting upwards. If you'd like, you can lift your hands up into the air along with this breath, feeling as if the stars are pulling your fingers all the way up, seeing if you can connect to a place that feels infinite, that feels peaceful. Letting yourself be ready to receive, open to receive. And breathing into your heart. Softening down into the belly. And your base, your roots. Allowing yourself to connect any feelings of safety, any feelings of peace, any feelings of relaxation, any feelings of wholeness, any feelings of quietness. It's really letting our feelings come in. And also letting this energy flow into your mind, into your brain, into your life, into the decisions you're making, the things you're thinking about. So again, just like imagining that this energy is it's like water just flowing through the different parts of your system. From the beautiful collective source down through the heart, solar plexus, the body, down to the root, the feet, into your emotions, your feelings, and now into the thoughts, your plans, the brain. And expanding to the soul level itself, personal soul. the you that exists beyond the form, the you that appears when you meditate, this place that you go when you connect to your spiritual self. And again, expanding this to encompass everything, just letting this energy flow wherever it needs to go. Anywhere in your body, your emotions, your mind, anything in your life, situations that you've been struggling with. Instead of focusing on the situation, focus on bringing more energy into the situation. Energy always wins, so focusing, bringing in, allowing in energy. And taking some deep breaths, allowing this energy to go anywhere that it is needed in your life. Allowing this energy to continue to flow. As you breathe, really connecting out into space again, connecting out to the collective, to the universal vibration around you. Letting that be the source that's flooding in, filling up everything that's needing it. And taking a few really deep breaths. and allowing everything to begin settling, reorganizing. Anywhere that needs this energy in your body, in your emotions, in your life, allowing it to flow there. And slowly bringing all that back into your life, into this moment. When you're ready, coming back completely, you can open your eyes. Give yourself some nice stretches, some like good morning stretches. Come back into the body. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. If you're on the East Coast and you fell asleep, that's totally fine. I want to thank you all for this short little practice session today, for listening, for remembering to find where the energy resides, to find the place that is energy rich, and then to allow the rest of the energy to move through. If you're ever having a difficulty, just stay in your mind. I'm struggling because I do not have enough energy. And find the place that you do have enough energy so that you can do the thing. So, wish you all a really wonderful night. If you think you'd like to come with me to India in September, let me know. If you'd like to work one-on-one, let me know. If you'd love to send me a Venmo donation, let me know. If you have anything you'd like me to talk about next week, let me know. And otherwise, I wish you a really beautiful Tuesday night. Love you all. Tuesday Night Love.